So.
At its core, Daemon feels the poignant connection of something so familiar. We have the weapon that embodies Brandis and his entire legacy, wrought and forged and journeyed across the eons of our realm, and it's thrust into the heart of the tornado, the elemental body, being essence. Whatever it is, whatever it was, whatever you'll never know, which is Daemon. And the churning comes to a stop. The ground ceases to peel back. The corpse of Daemon even rights itself to some degree, and he turns to regard you and he says, "So you have come back," and pauses.
To all of us?
Yeah. This time clearly addressing you rather than speaking into the space that is. No, you're no longer a dervish.
The crook
Of course.
telepathically tells you, invite him back into his body. This is the moment.
We've come to return you to your flesh.
Hugh.
Come on, Daemon.
And he says your name as you speak, and he says Hugh Weaver. And that is all he says.
Ren says, "You may be bitter about your time here in the Dark World, but we've made it back as quickly as we could. For though 50 years have passed for you, it's been a mere day for us. We got back here as soon as we can."
And you hear again the booming voice, "Ren of the Feywild." As it echoes and swirls and comes at you from many angles.
Aurora just looks at this swirling Daemon-ish abstractness, and she just kind of holds out her hand as though to grasp something that really isn't there, and she just says, "Daemon?"
And he says, "Aurora Warlord."
From... Hold on, I don't know what. But Brandis...
Whatever you
Just
want.
midair.
Brandis... Yeah, maybe for a bit there he's still suspended by air, but not buffeting winds, just kind of right there.
Floaty.
He says...
A gentle zephyr.
"Daemon, we need you!" He says, "Brandis." And then you have all returned. And from the kind of the swirling incorporeal mass, kind of a form, a familiar form of Daemon in spear form, a form that you had not seen since going to save Daemon from the Chamber of the Shadow. And you see kind of it is murky, it is blurred. But you see that his form is something that he has a sense of. And then the body of Daemon, which had been righted, kind of begins to come towards him. And he said, "You have returned this body to me, this form." And then he says, with resignation, he says, "And now it is also a prison." And it just dissipates into nothingness, and the few particles are just swept away on the wind like tiny leaves, and just are gone in an instant to never be recovered again. And he says,
Ren just starts blubbering. He's like, "What?"
Aurora's blubbering too.
he says,
Only a different
Yeah, the Pinter is saying, "But the ghosts of the future, the ghosts of now, they came back." He says, "Daemon, this is your path. This is your destiny."
Daemon says, it's kind of the whole kind of mass, and Daemon's form enlarges, swells, and then contracts, and just breathes one mighty breath. And he says, "It is no form for me. It is no time for me. My form, myself, it is all change, and it is all into forever." And he says, "You have fought hard to return, but you will never see me again." And then he begins to slowly fade.
Aurora's just like, no, what about the wind crystal? We need you.
And
I need you.
the head turns a little bit to look at the cloaker, and he says with kind of the whip crack of when a whip cracks, it makes sound because it breaks the sound barrier. And if you could just do that at will without any object, it would make this kind of harsh, snapping sound. And with those kind of words, he looks at the cloak and he says, "Don't come looking for me." And then continues to dissipate.
Croker knows
says in
when
a-
he has encountered a spectral being too powerful for even the Lord of Ghosts.
And then the last words that you hear as the entire spectacle becomes still is, "I'll never come looking for you."
Ooh.
Maybe too late.
Ren turns around and like looks at the group and is just like, "What the?
Is anyone else in the
Whoa.
tornado?
What was that?"
50
When
years in this
it-
place?
The Croker takes off his mask and he's just like covered in sweat.
When he finally dissipates, it's not a gentle fall.
Yeah.
It falls down.
Hey,
Brandis
bring a feather fall.
does not wear the Ring of Featherfall at this point.
Ring of Rockfall.
He's got traded out for the Ring of Regeneration.
And it is then when the 5 of you, actually the 6 because Hasten is still here.
Frida.
The 7 of you, Hasten and Frida, everybody except for Tailman, feels the familiar tugging at your soul as you find yourselves crossing back over into the light world without Daemon. And with that, we're gonna break the fourth wall for a moment. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk to our fans directly.
Wait, that fourth wall, if I'm going to talk characters to players. Now we're going to
did-
go
All right,
that way?
Aurora.
You did a
Good job.
great job.
I told everyone that we had a big announcement this week. I have good news and I have bad news. And we'll go with the bad news first. And the bad news is something that we've known for a few weeks now, but we wanted to save it for the 100th episode, is that Eric is retiring from Thursday nights, and tonight is his last episode.
I must take a bow. Thank you all. Thank you.
Encore!
Eric got a job that is much, much further away. It's a multi-hour drive to get here on Thursdays. He's done it for like 4 weeks, and it's probably been extremely painful. He wanted to stick it out through the 100th episode, but unfortunately, it's just too much for him to be able to do on a work night and all the rest. So
It's been great.
Oh, it's been
great.
it's
It's been a hell
been
of a
super
time,
great.
100 episodes isn't bad.
Yeah, no.
More than that, plus.
Yeah, I mean, we'll finish the session and I'll stick around and chat and whatever. We can talk to fans and people if people are interested in that at all. But man, it's a fucking ride. It's been awesome. You know, you always love to have your cake and eat it too, but you know, this is something that I had to go for, and you know,
Ate that cake.
it'll be
So
later
hard.
times when I can connect up with the Knights again. So
and Eric will probably still join us as a guest player every once in a while.
yeah, absolutely. It's within. I mean, I'm
Some
in the
Dungeon
area.
Delves, too.
I mean, yeah, he still
Some weekend
lives
stuff.
in San Francisco, but
Yeah.
you know, it's
South Bay.
quite a lot. The good news is, as probably some of you are already guessing, it shouldn't be too hard to guess now, but Kevin is joining us as a permanent player.
Yay!
It will be difficult to fill Eric's seat.
W with my sword.
That's all I'm gonna say about
You're
that.
up to,
So
you're
there you
up
go.
to it.
Welcome.
You know you are.
Yeah.
What? No, I did that.
We all do feel that if we're going to lose Eric, who many of us consider the most talented role player we've ever played with,
Thanks. Man.
that the only person we could think of that could possibly
Hold the candle to.
fill that seat is
The worst
Kevin.
role player.
We
So
couldn't
we're-
find
the
him,
other most
so-
talented.
We're really proud to introduce Kevin as permanent Thursday nights player. He will be here forevermore until the end of time, until he gets a job in South Bay.
South Bay, yeah. We'll eventually all get jobs in the South